Y'all was not gonna leave me alone, was you? I was trying to save this video for Wednesday, but we can go on and do it today, you guys. Get this camera set up right. Y'all got me out here doing extra shit today. This is a Top of the Blogs extra for those of you who is wondering. And you know what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the slap that was seen all around the world. And if you've been living under a rock, that's the only reason why you wouldn't know what we would be talking about today. And that would be the slap that Will Smith delivered to Chris Rock at the Oscars, the Academy Awards last night. I'm just gonna tell you guys, when I was watching the Academy Awards, and I don't want this to be a whole Academy Awards review, but I mean, they had already showed Beyonce. I wanted to see Beyonce. I don't even know when did Meg Thee Stallion perform, child. I didn't even see her performance. I don't know if that happened before or after the Will Smith thing, but I'm telling you, when the shit happened with Chris Rock and Will Smith, everything else is wiped from my memory from the Oscars, okay? Because that was all that we was talking about on Twitter afterwards. I was sitting there watching the TV, and I saw Chris Rock up there, and he was doing his little monologue, before he presented the award for, I think, Best Short Film, I believe it was. And side note, Questlove got robbed. He got robbed. Yes, he did win. Him and his team did win for the Best Short Film or whatever it was, but nobody was talking about Questlove. And the fact that he was so emotional over the death of his father while he was up there talking, because we were all just still shocked with what just happened. So anyway, I'm sitting there watching. Chris Rock is saying what he says. He looks over at Jada Pinkett Smith and he says, "Oh, and Jada, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Okay." And, people were like, "Oh, ho, ho, ho," And he was like, "What? Like, that wasn't even that much of a, that wasn't even a really mean joke." And I didn't think it was all that mean either. I mean, it might have been in poor taste. Of course, I know the issues that Jada Pinkett Smith has with her hair, but Chris Rock is a comedian. Will Smith is a comedian / actor, rapper. I mean, but he definitely has that humor. Jada Pinkett Smith, you don't get to where you are in this business when you are Will or Jada Pinkett Smith without having tough skin and realizing that people are going to, say things. And I mean, we're at the Academy Awards, for God's sake. We watch the Academy Awards and we know that if you were upset about what Chris Rock said last night, I mean, you guys obviously don't watch the Academy Awards, because, honey, sometimes those damn monologues and the things that the hosts say and do can be very, very mean. I've seen some terrible things that have been said. You guys, what's the guy's name, the white guy that does, that they've had be the host a couple of times, and he just says, like, he just was horribly mean to a lot of people. So, the Academy Awards is all about, you come, you might be opened up to some lighthearted roasting. It's kind of like we're all the same, everybody is like colleagues, and this is when we all get together and we can kind of like, tease each other and things like that. These are all things that happen at the Academy Awards, okay? Yet and still, when he made that joke, Will Smith, he did laugh, because he may be one of those people that do laugh, when they're trying to process, when you might be uncomfortable with what was said. There's a lot of reasons why people laugh. Might not mean that. I've even had that reaction a number of times and then was mad at myself afterwards, because I was like, why didn't I just say how I felt instead of laughing and making people think that it was okay to treat me this way, So I think that was what was happening when Will Smith laughed, but then he happened to look over probably at Jada, who was not laughing. Okay, she kind of rolled her eyes and just kind of looked up there at him like, whatever. Now, I don't think that Jada Pinkett Smith is weak at all. Okay, I'm sure that, she can take these kind of things. Yes, I know that she's having, some challenges with her alopecia, but she's a beautiful woman. She looks beautiful whether or not she has hair. She's always, I mean, she's had very long, full, luscious hair, and she's also worn her hair very, very short. So I honestly did not realize that it was that upsetting to her. I don't watch Red Table Talk, so I don't really know. But I did know that she had the issue of alopecia. But I mean, she cut her hair and she looks gorgeous. Like, you know, she has the face for it. But she didn't like it. And she has that right to feel that way, you know? So Will Smith took it upon himself to get up and walk up on the stage. Now, I thought that when he walked up there that he was just kind of joking around, you know, in a whole, you know, hardy har, you know, get up there and say something smart to Chris Rock and then go and sit back down. But that is not what he did, you guys. He walked up there, and when I tell you he reared back and he must have slapped the fuck. I said, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap! You guys, I was mortified. First of all, I thought that it was part of this whole, it was so crazy that I thought that it was a part of the act. I even tweeted, like, what exactly just happened? I think that everybody was coming to the same realization at the same time. Like, did we really just watch Will Smith go up there and slap Chris Rock? The reason why I finally realized that this was indeed real is because then they had blanked out everything that was being said. And, you know, if it was part of the plan, if it was part of an act, then they already would have had the wording and they would have known that they wouldn't have been cursing and things like that. So then that's when I was like, oh no, this is real. Okay. And then when you could read the words that was coming out of Will Smith's mouth, even though they had him silenced, you can see that he was saying, leave my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And he had that look on his face like, yeah, nigga, like, yeah, leave my wife's fucking name out, leave my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I was like, oh. It just took a lot for me to try to process exactly what happened. I was so disappointed that Will Smith did that. I was so embarrassed for Chris Rock. And I just could not believe it happened. And then, of course, you know, you have a lot of people that was going to weigh in on it on Twitter immediately. You know, people are saying, you know, he was taking up for his wife, you know, and he was protecting the black woman and, you know, this, that, and the other. And while I can understand that husbands get upset when their wives are, you know, of course, no spouse wants to hear anybody talking bad about their spouse, okay? And it does bring up emotions in you where you want to do something physical like this. However, you guys, we are at the Oscars. This is not just entertainment for us. This is Will Smith's job, okay? He works in Hollywood. He is a big time actor. Every single person that has anything to do with Hollywood and entertainment, they're all watching the Oscars. For him to put himself in this position where I'm telling you, he had been startled. Some of them people in that audience, did you guys see the pictures of the people in that audience? They was fucking terrified. They could not believe that this is what, I couldn't believe it either. The fact that he put himself in this position to do something, to go up there and slap Chris Rock in front of millions of people all over the world that is watching, it was such a bad look. It was such a bad look. You know, I get it. People are all like, you know, you give bad jokes, it's poor taste and all of this. But the whole thing is, you guys, like I said, it's the Oscars. This is lighthearted roasting happens. Hell, Regina Hall had just said a joke earlier in the simulcast. Was he going to be okay if he got up there and slapped the fire out of Regina? Absolutely not. It definitely wouldn't have been a problem then. It would have been a problem then, you know. But you got to be able to laugh at these kind of things, even if it did affect you in a way, and then you take care of it. You know, if you needed to go backstage after you know Chris Rock presented the award, and that's what you do. But doing this on TV, no. Another thing about the Smiths that we all seem to forget is that they have put their lives out there so totally, you guys. I mean, they have been very open with what has been going on in their relationship. You know, I did read Will Smith's book, and his book would actually probably bring some understanding on the reasons why he reacted the way that he has. But if you put your shit out there for everybody to know, that means that everybody is now going to want to comment on the things that you say. Okay. People are bringing up the whole entanglement thing. We just had the Laverne Cox situation a couple of weeks ago, and I can tell that Will Smith was irritated about that, but laughed it off. He's had some other things that have been said regarding the things that have been revealed on Red Table Talk or in the book or anything like that. There's been moments where people have been bringing it up to him, and it's clear he doesn't want to laugh about it. Okay. So I honestly believe that Chris Rock was just the wrong, in the right person in the wrong place. I say the right person because I know that he wouldn't have done that with other people. There's certain people that you just ain't gonna get away with that with, okay? But I think that, it was Chris Rock up there. He went up there and he slapped him, and it was just, I just was disappointed. I was really upset to see that he did that because, you just can't do that. And I hate that people that have this reality show mentality that thinks that it's okay for you to just go up to somebody and slap them. Okay? In the middle of this is on TV, you can go to jail. Now, Will Smith is not going to go to jail because he's Will Smith and it's Chris Rock. And, Chris Rock is going to just let it go and not press charges and things like that. But let your ass try something like this. You're going to go to jail. For a night where Will Smith was about to win his Best Actor award, this is his first Oscar, everybody pretty much knew that he was going to win, or he was, favored to win, because we don't never know, honey. We be thinking these black folks gonna win and they don't. But he was favored to win, and for his night to be overshadowed, because it was totally overshadowed by, what happened. It was just really disappointing to me. When he got up there and he told his speech and he was crying and everything, I wasn't touched by the tears. Because I was just like, you have been in this business too long, way too long, way, way, way too long. Now, I'll give it to Will. I read his book, and Will Smith has issues, okay? He even mentioned in his speech talking about, him not being able to protect the women in his life over the years, starting with his mother. That's his most, the largest failure that he feels, that he was not able to help his mom. I mean, he's a kid. He's 9, 8, 7, 6 years old. And, he's not able to, he can't defend his mom to his father, but that's how he feels even to this day, that he was upset. There was a part in the book when he said that he wanted to push his father down. I mean, he thought about pushing his father down the stairs when his father was very, very sick with cancer. And he was taking care of him at the house. And he was he thought about it because it was just sort of for all the shit that he did to his mom, this would be a perfect time for him to do it. The father, Will Smith would put on an Academy Award performance of crying of, how he felt so bad that, the father somehow fell down the stairs and he would get away with it. I mean, he talked about it in his book. And he's had some moments also where I think he's felt that he did not protect Jada in situations as well, and other women in his life. So he has issues for sure. Was it time for him to bring him out at the Academy Awards? Well, I guess he felt like it was, but I really honestly feel like he snapped. He lost it. And, you just cannot lose it. You just cannot lose it. Okay. I know people are all just really, really happy that he did it, but it's not a good look. I don't think that it will affect him. He's Will Smith. At this point, he's already guaranteed himself people are already going to think of Will Smith, and, I don't think that this is going to make people just flat out dislike him. But I tell you, it was so upsetting for me to see him do that. It just made me not feel exactly the same way about Will Smith. I still love Will Smith, but it was just not a good look. Not a good look, And I just wish that he hadn't done it, People wanted him to apologize to Chris Rock. I was like, I mean, he obviously meant it. He wasn't going to apologize to Chris Rock, but he definitely needed to apologize to Academy. He needs to apologize to Will Packer, who had like this big night. This is the first night, and you could tell that it was black influence. I mean, they got DJ D Nice up there. They've got I mean, you could just feel the difference. They're playing Earth, Wind, and Fire when people win their awards. And, you know, when they go into breaks, you know, they're playing all. It's just like the one night that the black people are in charge and this happens. Oh, it's so embarrassing. You know, one of my friends sent me a hashtag that said Oscars too black. And I was just like, that's going to hurt my feelings if I have to see that on Twitter. Because, you know, we've always had the Oscars so white. But now it's Oscars too black. But anyway, no, it's not okay. It was not okay for me. I know today that Will Smith probably really regrets what he did. You're not going to see a Denzel or a Samuel Jackson doing anything like that, you know. And if Will Smith does indeed have some mental issues or things that he's struggling through, then you know what? Fix him. Get help for him. I'm not going to pin him to the cross and just be so pissed at him, but I just want him to not do these kind of things because these things are reckless. And it could just be really a problem. Like, I just hate that he did it. I just kept on saying, I hate that he did it. And every time I would see more people saying, well, you know, you can't be saying such and such and such and such. I was like, it was a joke. You know, people are comedians. Like, I know these comedians out here have got to be frustrated because you want to go see a comedian, you want to be edgy, you want them to say all of these things, you know, you want to be able to laugh at it. And then when they say these things, then you get mad. Okay. And then you want to cancel them. And you want to go up there and slap the fire out of them in front of millions and millions of people. You know, it's like, I don't know, you guys, but I'm just saying that I don't like, I just wish that Will Smith hadn't done that. I really would. And then when he won the award and, you know, he was up there crying, I was just so like irritated with the whole situation that I didn't even really, I just was like, yes, well, I get it. You want to protect the people, but this is just not the way to do it. Just not the way to do it. But I know people feel like it was a great thing and all that. It was not. It was a step back for black people. Okay? When we get around all of the hoorah and the laughter and all of that and did you see and all of this, you just have to remember that it was a whole bunch of white people up there that's looking at black people and thinking that we are barbaric and we gonna get up there and we fight that me and they mad and they can't even control themselves and all of that. And I feel bad because I feel like Will Smith had gotten over that hump. You know, he was one of those ones that when white people are racist, they say, yeah, we don't like black people, but we like Michael Jordan and Will Smith and Magic Johnson because they different. You know, he got into that space. But now it's just sort of like, I mean, I just hate that it happened. I just hate that it happened. It was embarrassing. I know Chris Rock has to be so appalled. And yeah, you guys, I mean, you just tell me what you think about it. I am aware that Chris Rock mentioned something about Jada Pinkett Smith in the 2016 Academy Awards. And again, this is what happens at the Academy Awards. You know, it's not like this doesn't happen. If it was out of the norm, if it was out of the ordinary and people was going up there and doing things and saying things that they don't normally say and do, then it's one thing. But this is lighthearted roasting. That's what they do with the awards, you know. So and I was so shocked that Will just didn't get that, you know. But, you know, he was pissed. And I'll give him that. You know, sometimes we are so mad that we just lose it. But just on that night, child, is just awful. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think about all of that. Are you upset that he did it? Are you one of the ones that says it's not right, but it's okay? Like Whitney, you know, shout out to Whitney Houston. Y'all let me know how you feel about it, but I just overshadowed. It overshadowed a lot. Let me get off of here. I had no plans of doing this top of the blogs extra for you, but when I tell you y'all been up in my DMs on today, y'all have been up in there. Okay, so I'm going to throw this little bit out there for y'all, you know, pow, get a few extra dollars for the end of the month. Well, let me get on, you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm It's Rocks. The channel is It's Rocks. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right, all right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, right? Bye.